Oh, we back. Okay, so Bitcoin analysis having another pullback into major support near 102.7. This would be my first area where I would look to DCA. So he's actually looking to DCA around 102.7. Did I actually go there? No, I went about 103k, but we do have significant macro FUD, so I wouldn't go too heavy at this level, but I would still want exposure. This daily stochastic RSI is oversold and the RSI is finally reset at 50, which could be a reversal, is on the horizon within the next few days. Liquidity is still prevalent to the upside near 106.5k, but we have a block just below 103k. My bet would be we tag that before grinding up higher again. We knew the end of the month would be volatile from the options expiry and FTX refund, so patience is key. Patience is hella key. I don't like how blurry it is, but I feel like we could touch the moving average at 90k. Worst case, but liquidity go higher on the short term. Seems about right. Top guys in my network have got 95k buy orders currently. That may change. They may change it depending on the outlook. And to be honest, when I look at this chart here, it does look like a triple top, so we could see a major correction, especially on the weekly time frame. Maybe to like even 70, bro, 80. I don't want to scare you out of your bags. Be patient. I think we may go up over the next few days, and you may be able to sell at that point in time if you want to sell, because the daily stochastic RSI does look oversold. Casper's also getting a lot of FUD, just because of the Twitter, the owner, things of that nature. It's just got a lot of FUD. It's tanked like a dog. It's reclaimed the 8.5k region though, 8.5 cents region. Fear and greed were in neutral, so it is resetting, which is always healthy for the markets because we did touch greed. It looks very similar to this here. This is what it reminds me of. So maybe we've had that, which is here or here, and we're going to go a little bit higher and then reset again before the final push higher. But who knows, man, this could also be the end. You have to take that into consideration. Let's look at the liquidity heat map for ourselves on the 1 month. Yeah, there's loads of liquidity stacked at 92, but there's a lot here, so we may just chop around for a little bit. And the liquidation map on the 1 day, more people going long again, more people going short. So we could actually have room for going higher because the shorts are building up. What are the trending tokens today? Zebek got the exchange list, and I hope that thing dies. It's useless. And everything else also looks like it wants to die. I remember, I'm actually going to get onto it in the Twitter bookmarks right now. But if we look at the bookmarks, Brett at these levels is unbelievably amazing entry, similar to the early days of Brett before we ran up to the multi-billions. What's it at? 5 cents. I remember when everyone was calling for like 20 cents a few days ago. It's crazy how things change in a couple of days in crypto. This is money. This is freedom. Bitcoin is freedom. Facts. We need to get it at the correct time. Bottom is in on altcoins. The next 11 months to 8 months are going to get silly. Moon that strap in. Strap in, boys. It could be time. The entire market is about to explode. Holy moly. This is not what Bitcoin bulls want to see, and forget alt season if this continues. What is it? Dominance is USDT. USDT dominance. Bitcoin is holding on. However, if it does bounce and then fails to break out, it will create a head and shoulders. Come on, bounce Bitcoin. There's a lot of things that you need to be ready for this week. Fed officials speaking, US manufacturing PMI, US JOLTS data, US services PMI, BOC rate decision, ECB rate decision, US non-farm payrolls and unemployment data. But liquidity, if you ignore all the noise and the tariff talk, liquidity looks like it wants to go up. So, in theory, we should be following global liquidity and moving higher, right? Today was the last dip before the biggest bull run in history. Holy moly. The following posts outline my macro thesis very clearly. Gold is in the process of topping. BTC will enter the banana zone in the coming weeks to months. I still feel like buying Bitcoin. Because then even if my alts don't perform, at least Bitcoin is performing. Bitcoin price every 4 years. People are telling me this can't happen, but what if it does? That's an awfully blurry picture. And you need to take this into consideration for sure. Let me actually put this into consideration for you guys.
Short for the market's going to drop. A really, really good time to buy cryptocurrency is coming very soon. And that's kind of like short for the market's going to drop. Discounts are coming. Now, before you get your panties a bunch and start talking about how Alex is wrong about everything, let me ask you a question. Did you take profit? Because this chart right here does not look good at all. It looks like we're in a free fall and it looks like a triple top. But again, panties not in bunches, okay? Because that means cheap crypto. How could you be upset about cheap crypto? It's time to focus our eyes on the prize. I'm looking for really solid altcoins, and there's a couple that have been floating across my radar. One coin that we've been recently researching in our live Q&As is Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is essentially a DeFi layer 1. This coin specifically specializes in perpetual futures trading, meaning leverage trading. It gives liquidity to all the degenerates that want to use 5x leverage on a meme coin named after their grandma's toe. It's essentially like a centralized exchange meets a decentralized exchange, takes all the benefits from both and creates it in one layer. Now, there's something really interesting about this, which is the fact that it seems very undervalued. Here's why. I look at something called liquidity. Liquidity is very important. This is the amount of money that flows into anything, right? And so the amount of liquidity that Hyperliquid is getting is pretty high. It's currently sitting at about 1.4 billion, but the problem is the price is not following as fast as it should. From the bottom to the top, Hyperliquid only did about a 5 to 6x, and it got $1.4 billion worth of liquidity. See, if we compare that to Pendle Finance did a 5,900% return with the same amount of liquidity. That's the difference between a 6x and a 60x. So the amount of money flowing to this project is pretty absurd, but the price is not following. This is the definition of undervalued. Now, as the market potentially goes down, I will be looking at this coin. Doesn't mean I'm going to buy it, but I will be looking at this coin. Not only that, if the market goes up, I will be looking at this coin, not buying it. No one knows for sure just yet until you actually do it. But I will be looking at this coin regardless of where the market goes. Pay attention. Thank you so much for being a part of my audience. Regardless if I'm right or wrong, there's one thing for sure. I'm going to tell you the truth, even if it hurts. And for a fact, I'm going to sell, take my money out of the market and use it for real world things. I'm not going to hold forever. And hopefully, just hopefully, you can respect that. And please don't manifest in my comment section with the emotions, fam.
What does he mean? The emotions? I don't get it. He's wrong for a third time in a row. Bitcoin shows hidden bullish divergence. There's a hidden bullish divergence now. MACD turning bullish with a higher low in price, but lower low in MACD, signaling strong upside momentum. It does seem like it's a flight to safety at the moment, sort of like gold. This is not a good time to be bearish. Is that ETH? Is ETH? ETH might just send. I think we will see alt BTC pairs rejected at their bull market support band. If that does happen, that's nasty stuff. That is nasty stuff. And in fact, pairs were rejected from their bull market support band and put in a lower low. Oh, that is nasty stuff, bruh. Yeah, we might actually go all the way down there. That's disgusting before they fly higher. Today's crash wasn't random, it was written in stone weeks ago. Ever since the Fed opened discussions on officially changing its inflation policy, the market was on a direct path towards a major correction. This video from last week highlights the incoming correction for altcoins and Casper. Starting May 15th, over 6 consecutive warnings were posted inside VIP, outlining every detail why today was the day a macro-driven correction would unfold. This wasn't gut feeling or vibes, it came from numbers-based system used by institutional investors, while influencers like House of Crypto and No BS Crypto were hyping up fake alt season or data was flashing red. This is the difference between real trading system and social media noise. He's got a lot of things wrong as well, so don't chat wet. Do we bounce or break down on here on Bitcoin? Hopefully we bounce, bruh. But hope isn't going to get us nowhere, so I think we're going down. Casper drops 14% as funding flips negative even amid the Casplex Layer 2 testnet rollout. It's not just the price action driving sentiment. Investors seem more focused on the growing internal rift concerning over branding misinformation and the identity of Casper's biggest X account. Holy moly, that is some dirt put on Casper's name. Altcoins, guess what comes next? 4 years of consolidation. Breakout though, please. 10,000 Casper for $800 is actually crazy. That's mental. The next pump will send Bitcoin above 125k. That's madness. If it follows global liquidity, it does follow it quite well. James Wynn, $19 left in his trading account. He can't even afford both a Big Mac or a Subway sandwich. He can only afford one of them. That's mad. The comeback when I plug in the trade of the century and reverse this into 1 billion profit will be studied. James Wynn is mental, bro. Don't follow him.
Gains are made. 2025 will change lives. This is the 4th year of a 4-year cycle. This is when the biggest crypto gains are made. Bitcoin is finally above 100k. Hundreds of companies are buying aggressively. The strongest category of this cycle will be cult memes. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Stop trading and believe in something. 2025.
I like the tune in the background, it's crazy. Observe the 9 that is showing on the back of the card. Omikami debit card. Damn, man, you can actually get a flipping debit card. I'm not selling my Omikamis, not yet. No way. Holy, look at that dog, bruh. What a beautiful dog.
It's pulling back and the altcoins pulling back hard. We could be starting the ABC correction. So according to my Elliott wave count, we are in the ABC correction. Why? Because the second to third wave is always bigger than the fourth to fifth wave. So the second to third, when we went from 50k to 108k, it's always bigger than the second to the fourth to fifth wave. So you can see here that fourth to fifth wave did make some moves. We did actually come up quite a bit, but the fourth to fifth wave, in my opinion, could have finished. Bitcoin showing weakness. We came up here. Another big sign that we had, which we should have got out, everyone, was we had the stochastic on the daily double top, and that's what we were actually looking for, a double top. Here we had a clear double top. Squeeze mob started to go grey. That was another indicator that we should get out after we got in at 74k. And another sign was we hit 112k. Then we came back to 106 and we made a lower high, 110k. That was a big warning signal. Bitcoin right now, it's pulling back.
Yeah, it was a big warning sign. I can't lie, that's madness. Do not buy a house unless you're a billionaire. Rent for now. Wait for the 2026 housing market collapse to buy your first house. You will thank me later. Damn, man, everything just seems like it's heading in the wrong direction. People calling for a true alt season have lost the plot. We will never get a full-blown alt season again because BTC maturing directly translates to a maturing altcoin market. This means markets are starting to shift into real value, and most crypto protocols are technically worth $0. $0. Remember that. $0 are what a lot of cryptos are worth. It's unironically easier than ever to find the good businesses because almost no one in crypto seems to find them and doesn't care to find them. Even if they do, they'd rather gamble on pub.fun. That's mad. Fartcoin will do numbers from here. Serious. And I think it will, you know. Fartcoin will do mad numbers. Have you seen the way it's just been slowly grinding up? Look at that. Look at that slow grind up. It looks like it wants to explode. Like a fart. Ethereum rejected from the 200-day MA for the 3rd time. Bull run is over. That's nasty. It needs to break that. RIP alt season. Others BTC just made another cycle low. BTC versus M2. I've shown you many times that M2 actually predicted this pullback. It might actually be going lower. Might actually be going a bit lower before we go higher. Popcat. Yeah, Popcat looks like he's in depression, bro. Popcat actually looks like he's in depression. Where do we go next? Where do we go next? I like Giga. I like Giga over Popcat, I'm not gonna lie. And I think Giga must have corrected, right? Oh, it's up 8% again. Flipping heck, I should have bought. Oh, but it is in a downtrend, so we're alright. I think this is gonna play out perfectly. Maybe. So 104k and then go higher. He might be correct because we're at 104k now. It's not a dip, it's a shakeout. F market manipulators. Green this, green that. I'm down over $700. Giga Chad. Don't buy high then. GigaChad is getting the most engagements though. Sold all my Fartcoin and Popcat and rotated into Giga. Most engagements, bruh. Can't lie. Golden Cross dip. I warned you guys about. Ideally, we should bottom within the next couple of days and resume the uptrend in June. Yeah, that always happens after a Golden Cross. So we dip, and then we go higher. And we might even pump like crazy, you know. Might be time to buy some Bitcoin. No joke. I might actually buy some Bitcoin. BTC reversal zone 102 to 104k. Target 125k. Find a leg, either we bounce from here or one leg lower than up. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But I think I'm gonna stay consistent with what I said, and I'm gonna buy when the network is buying. I'm gonna chill out. Just in US to increase sanctions on Chinese tech. This guy's actually reduced capital gains tax.
We have put together, and this is exclusive for today, the Crypto Assets and Digital Finance Bill.
Months of work, ladies and gentlemen.
We will campaign for this, and we'll put it in place when we win the next general election. And what we're saying is bring crypto and digital assets in from the cold. Have a capital gains rate of 10%. And that means, if taxes are reasonable, people will pay them. We're going to have a Bitcoin digital reserve in the Bank of England. And we are going to pass legislation that says that no bank can close your account because you're trading in legal crypto or digital products.
No more debanking, ladies and gentlemen.
So yeah, we are...
My man is doing things, Nigel Farage, big dog. He's a bear trap I told you about. Golden Cross usually followed by the dip and then massive rally. Nobody will buy this dip because they think it's going to be over. I guarantee you. And I think we will continue. We will definitely continue. We might come closer to the blue line though, because we don't know when we're going to bottom. 75k bottom, 112k top, next bottom 88 to 90k, next top 120k. It does make sense. It does make sense. You did get the plan right as well. Everyone is talking about Giga. Promised myself to take profits instead of screenshots. Only problem is there was never an alt season. See you guys at 50k. Reform actually doing good things for capital gains tax. Could be the growth we're looking for, no joke. Holy moly, what a time to be alive. Are we going up? Are we going up from here? Or is it all over? That is the... It looks like it's all over if you look at that all-time chart, I'm not going to lie. But there may just be a little bit of hope.